This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Make sure you smash that hype button. All right, so Tony Yayo gets ahead of himself. King Bimo, he came up around Pop Smoke. I'm not super familiar with him or anything like that, so I'm not going to pretend to, okay? I listened to a couple of his songs. I can see where, I mean, it's not bad music, okay, so I'm not going to say that. But, and I think he still has a lot of work to put in. But Tony Yayo, crowning him king of the New York, bro, let the guy work for it. I'm not saying he's bad, right? I'm just saying you got to let someone work for you. If you start giving people titles too early, sometimes they relax, you know? Sometimes you got to give them something to work for. Anybody, me, you, Tony, you got to, like, give someone a little bit of doubt, so they got to prove themselves, because otherwise, you feel like you already arrived just from people telling you something. Tony Yayo does this a lot, though. He just gets ahead of himself. Yo, you're the best. Yo, because like he's really like 50 Cent's guy, and he gets a lot of hookups through being 50 Cent's guy. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, he's loyal to 50. He does do work for his stuff, but he only dropped one album under G Unit, and then he dropped one group album because he wasn't there for that first group album. Yeah, so he hasn't really dropped much material. He's really just had a good life, bro. Like, 50 Cent's provided him a great life. No shade, you know, because, like, he'll admit that himself. But getting a little ahead of yourself, just putting people as king, because his name's King Bimo, he's king of New York. Come on, bro. He still has a lot of work to do. So the Tupac trial going down, Tupac's stepbrother talks about it. He says, you know, rehashing a lot of stuff that they already had gone through 30 years ago. Now, jury selection is underway. Keefe D, some people believe that he will beat this. I just don't see how he would beat this because he wrote a book about it. He put himself in the car. I mean, I don't see how you beat something like that. And you're the only living person that was in that car, I think, at this point. Now, Kodak Black's lawyer said some stuff.
All right, let's talk Tupac Shakur. And this guy, Keefe D, he starts trial today. He's picking a jury. This genius gave a full admission to him taking part of the shooting.
See, he even agrees. Like, he's a genius. Yeah, because who would do that? Who would write a book about, hey, even though I was never arrested for it, I was a part of that.
Of Tupac, and Suge Knight actually, I think, also got grazed by a bullet 30 years ago in Las Vegas when they left the Mike Tyson fight. So this genius went on and wrote a book and then went on many interviews. Everyone else is dead, right? Everyone that had anything.
It's just what we were talking about. Everyone else is gone. And you're doing podcast after podcast. I mean, he must have done maybe 10 podcasts in depth about this situation.
To do with this shooting is dead. And the defense for this is going to be Keefe D is a big bullshitter. That he doesn't tell the truth. He never told the truth. He's full of shit. He might know about the murder, but he didn't commit the murders. And there is actually nothing tying him to the murder.
That's true.
Forget this is before cell phones.
Yeah, there was no flock cameras or, you know, they could pull all kinds of cameras nowadays. Now, back then, there wasn't as much because that was, what, 96?
And you can figure out where people were and who they talked to and texts. None of that exists in this case. It's simply this guy talking to people, talking to Vlad TV, writing a book about it, talking to the police about it. And he thought that he was never going to be prosecuted.
You know, it's funny. It's really basically just on the jury or what they believe. It's all in their hands.
From this because he had some.
And they're going to believe, I think they're going to believe that he did do it. Because he went into such detail on certain things. Those things have to be admissible. All of those interviews, and the book and everything.
Deal with the prosecution, which they've already thrown out. It might be a good appeal if he loses. But essentially, the defense is going to be, this guy's a big liar. He talks a lot of shit, and he's not telling.
I don't know. We'll see if he can pull it off. Then we got Pooh Shiesty, all these clips of him and certain parts of his songs that are out now, him performing them on live and everything are coming out. Some people are saying he's locked up doing this. He's not. He has big chains on. This has been proven that these dropped, a couple months prior to him getting locked up. It's as he was recording it, he was teasing people. Charleston White blames Vlad for Boosie getting scammed out of $600K. That's not the story there, but he said that, if you had let Aiden Ross and me and Boosie link, Aiden Ross knows, he's close to the president's son. But really, Boosie didn't want to be in a room with Charleston White. That's why that didn't happen. It has nothing to do with Vlad. But Vlad did admit that Charleston White interviews make more than Boosie interviews. That's obviously a shot at Boosie. Boosie walked away from Vlad, and as walking away from Vlad, he should have just walked away gracefully and kept the relationship with Vlad, but he kept going at Vlad's cheap, he doesn't want to pay me. But you're worth what the market pays, and the last couple interviews didn't perform so well, so you do have to get a pay reduction. And Boosie was lucky to be getting paid what he was getting paid anyways. You sit down for an hour and you make 20 bands, 25 bands. I was like, that's good. But no, Boosie wanted more. Okay, so now Boosie, he tried to do his own interview on Patreon. That didn't work. He was doing fishing videos recently. Now he's launching a Boosie network, and he's going to try to take other people's work and put it on his network and then film his own videos, then film fishing videos and charge people $5 to $10 a month. But if it didn't work on Patreon for your interview, what makes you think that you can launch a whole network? That's what I don't get. He put out a movie or two on Tubi, and he says he made over $100,000, but they weren't paying fairly. And you're in a market of about 100 million subscribers on Tubi. You're going to be in a market of no subscribers, just begging your fans from Instagram to subscribe to you on the Boosie network. You're better off being on another network that already has subscribers that you can get some attention from, and then moving them from there over to. He's skipping steps, just like Remy Ma skipped steps. I don't know what Remy Ma thought she could just launch you can't just launch a network. You have to have content. Even 50 Cent launching a network and he had a few TV shows, that's not enough. He had TV shows, right? Still not enough. They still have to license other TV shows to put on there. It's very hard to have a whole network. Nobody's looking up 50 Action and subscribing to it, and I'm sorry, it's just not happening. If you want to watch Power and stuff, it's good for that, but other than that, nobody's going to 50 Action and being like, yo, I got to check out all 50. It's not happening, okay? There's limits, Tyler Perry could have maybe a Tyler Perry network. That's somebody that has been doing this his whole life. Ex OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney sentenced to 6 years in prison with credit for 4 years. She already served since boyfriend's 2022 stabbing death. She's kind of getting away with murder, if you want to ask me. I think this is disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, that guy Chud the Builder is getting out too. How? That guy is just a toxic, trolling, hateful mess. I don't see how he's getting out either. Somebody, I thought he was going to stay in there until he had his trial. NBA YoungBoy opens up about stepping back from music due to his health concerns after a doctor told him his heart was swollen on the left side. And then his response to Marco, funny Marco, he said, it's because I guess it explains the music. But the pain, listen, undeniably, NBA YoungBoy has a fan base. Obviously, he can fill up arenas. He sells he keeps about 20 million monthly listeners. Every project that drops, he sells. But I just can't, like, this is a type of music that's replicated very easily when you put on auto-tune and you just go, I'm so tired of my homies dying on the block. Somebody shot my man in the back. It's like, or then you go on and you go, get angry. I'm going to shoot you in your back. It's like, it just doesn't have, like, I've heard a few songs of his that are good. Like, don't get me wrong, like, not, but there's a few. I just don't think he's like a musical genius to me, but there's plenty of other people from his generation that make great music, but this is like a cheat code to me that he got in early, and kudos to him because he's been doing it for what, 8 years, right? 8-9 years, right? He found this early, around 2017-ish, right? And he ran with it, and it paid off. It's very rich. A lot of people aren't getting the whole joke of the 20v1 with the women, with Drake, like that. He always said he was in a 20v1 with artists. Like, I heard Wayno say, like, yo, I don't like it. It makes me mad. I was like, it's a joke, though. It's like, it's a joke. He ended up giving a lot of these girls Birkin bags and everything. It's a joke. And Rick, I didn't even put it together that night. I meant to recorrect this. When I thought he was talking about yachty, he was like, I guess we'll do the next one on a yacht, even though I hate boats. I forgot that Rick Ross refers to himself as Boat now, which is so unoriginal because Little Yachty calls himself Boat. The Boat. Now Rick Ross is calling himself, but this is how unoriginal Rick Ross is. He can't even come up with another name for himself. Rose was the best one. Ray Daniels is right about one thing, and we've been talking about this for years on this channel, that Jay-Z will only drop if he's attached to something, like a product, because he has to guarantee a certain amount of sales. He's not going to go out looking like it's over. He's going to go out looking like people still want to buy his new music. He's not just a legacy act where he can go fill up an arena and perform his songs, or fill up a venue and play his old songs. No, they want his new music too. So if he drops new music, there's a guarantee of you will not see the sales. You won't even see the sales somehow, right? How, maybe he'll do straight to customer, or he'll be attached to a product where it's guaranteed a certain amount of sales. And at that point, it wouldn't be with a streaming service. It's going to be interesting to see when he drops, because let's see how the new song he even has with Beyonce, which Beyonce always sells, but Beyonce, let's see. So she has this new album out, or whatever it is. It's like remixes, right? The Morning Dew. It hasn't even broken 1 million yet. I mean, that's not that good. It's been days, A song of this magnitude, meaning with the people on it, Beyonce, Jay-Z, you would think would hit 1 million streams on Spotify within 3 days. I think Beyonce by herself easily, but like, this is kind of just like a fun song that they released, But if Beyonce were to drop a song right now, it'd be through the roof. We know that. Beyonce is Beyonce. All right, so moving on from this. Brad Pitt announces he's no longer sober. Back to the drinking alcohol after 7 years. Well, why does that need an announcement? Say, hey guys, I'm a drunk again. I don't get that. Dame Dash announces new venture, Dash Records, looking for artists. Okay. Well, if it's anything like Nicky Licky, you ain't got a chance. You ain't got a Nicky Licky. Nicky Licky's music makes me sicky. Trishy. It's trash, bro. Unfortunately, it's too bad. Diddy projected release date has been moved again. They keep moving this date around like it's, chess. Now it's February 2028. Okay. It's confusing. Then we got Latto says they holding on to fake tea for dear life in hopes some sort of decline. Unfortunately for them, God's not slowing. I love it when people just put that in there. Let God show people. You don't have to, I'm not slowing down anytime soon. The attacks on my character made them feel better about themselves as they somehow convinced themselves it makes me less than. Well, you had a baby out of wedlock, sinner. If you want to throw God in it. And you had relations with a married man, whether you like it or not. And keep talking about it, because if you keep talking about it, the immigration will be hip to it, because they'll be like, well, was this the whole thing is the marriage has to be legal. I mean, it has to be of good intent. And this would prove that maybe it wasn't. That I think, and if I was 21 Savage, I would tell her to stop talking about it, because the more it becomes news, the more it's easy to find. And I don't want 21 Savage to have to lose his status because of trying to prove a point because of someone's ego. He has kids here, he's lived here most of his life. It's like, oh gosh, Colombia. It's so I couldn't put any images up. Heartbreaking, man. 7.4 magnitude earthquake. Pray for them. I mean, balconies are falling off buildings. Sides of some buildings fell to the floor and crushed people. It's horrible. It's horrible. Pray for those people that live in Colombia and people that have family in Colombia. 1 month later, is Future's The Real Me still in your rotation? Let me know below. Are you still listening to anything Future? I like one song, the radio song, and there's one other song that's on there that's okay, but I didn't think it was Future's best work, but that's just me. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Make sure you smash that hype button. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.